This has got the Fix-It Guide. Today we're dealing with a Merrit O'Keefe older stove that isn't lighting. The burners aren't lighting. These are really old, pretty cool stoves, not that hard to work on. So I removed the burners and the burner grates and also this upper panel by the white panel by pulling it to the right. It exposes the burners. And I'm just working with the butterfly valves here, adjusting them to see if I can get these things to light. And each one of these burner heads has two butterfly valves. And all you have to do is use a standard head screwdriver to loosen them up, and then you can move these little valves. They look like the wings of a butterfly. You can move them to the right or to the left, and that will let more or less oxygen in with the fuel. When you get the right air-fuel mixture, you'll have a burner that will light and also will create a nice blue flame. It'll burn really hot. So you have to just play with it, moving it different directions while you're testing it. And also this one's not lighting, so we have to do a little work on it. Ultimately, I did remove this whole burner head assembly just by wiggling it out, and I took it out into the light where I could see a little bit better, and I used a dental tool to poke through one of the holes that were clogged with grease, and that allowed it to light. Now I'm going to do this left side, so I took off the little grates, and I pull this panel to the left, and it just slides out. That exposes the burner heads. These were really dirty. Actually had a lot of cat fur on them somehow. I'm not sure how it got there. But we're going to work with trying to get this one lit up. So I'm going to pull it out, just wiggle it out and toward the back. This is the whole burner assembly. And I'm just going to take it outside where I can clean it up.
Let's see if I can
Take a
clean
wire
this one.
brush and a dental tool.
So,
These dental tools, you can even get them at the auto parts stores. They're just good for poking into the jets, the little holes to open them up. So I'm using my wire brush to clean. This little center part is called the pilot assembly. This is the part that lights up first. And I'm just cleaning it to get all the cat hair out of there, all the corrosion. And then I'm going to use my dental tool to poke through the little holes that are on the use my knife to break away some of the corrosion, and I'll poke through these little holes that are on the pilot assembly, and this will help gas flow out of the pilot assembly that can then light, and then that can light the entire burner. So I did a couple of things to get this stove working. One was just cleaning all these little holes that were plugged. The other is I turned up slightly the pilot flame. So these don't have the little clickers like the modern stoves, but these actually have a little flame that burns, and if the flame is not strong enough, it won't light the burner heads. You don't want to get that flame too hot because then it wastes gas. So I'm just again poking through all these holes that were clogged with grease and, again, in this case, cat hair. And I'm going to just put this burner assembly back into position. So just take your time here. You're going to put the assembly back over the gas jets, and then push it in toward the front of the stove. I'm going to pry up on this little heat shield on the pilot assembly so I can get the pilot tubes back in. You can see that little blue flame. That's the pilot flame. I'm going to push back down on the heat shield. So we got everything into position. Then I'll do a little testing. The front burner in this case was so corroded it's not really repairable, but the back burner is in a pretty good shape. So I'm going to work with
it's too
a
goofy.
couple of adjustments here
Yeah.
to get it to a
That one might
light
even
up.
be a little dangerous to use because it has a big.
So I loosen up
hole in
the
it.
butterfly
I'm gonna
valves
get the back
and
one
move them
going.
around to see if I can get a little more fuel going
Send
back
a
to
little
that
more
back
fuel
burner.
that way.
Now I'm going to grab my standard head screwdriver loosen up that butterfly valve.
Uh,
One of them is for the
Actually, no. I think you're right. I think
pilot
on a match it's
flame,
okay.
and one is for the burner flame on the back.
Should be all right.
So each burner has two of these adjustments. Your goal is to get them to light and also to have a nice blue colored flame. And if you get the right amount of air and fuel, you'll get a nice hot, strong flame. So I'm still not getting much lighting ability, so I'm going to turn up the pilot flame so it's a little bit brighter. Just good to be patient here. Keep trying the butterfly valve. So here's where the pilot flame adjustment is. It's just a little standard head screw. You turn it just slightly to the left or slightly to the right, and the flame will get a lot bigger, as we see here. And again, you don't want to get it too big, so I'm turning it up just a little bit, and then I'm going to see if that helps it to light. There we go. So we have good ignition now in the back burner. And I want to just mess with it to see if I can get rid of some of those yellow tinged flames so that's
It's interesting
more
how many
blue.
things you have to adjust though to get to go. You have to make the pilot slightly
No,
stronger.
that was more yellow, so we're going to keep playing with it until we get more of that blue flame. There's blue with some yellow. There's the pilot just turned on in the center. That looks like a good blue flame. So I'm adjusting that butterfly valve. There's the main burner. I'm going to adjust that to see if I can get rid of some of that yellow. And the yellow creates a lot of carbon monoxide, so you want to limit that. It's not as hot. There's a better blue flame. So again, it's just trial and error. We don't really have any gauges to test. It's more by vision. So thanks so much for watching, and please subscribe to our channel. Thank you.